Have you ever wondered about the forgotten history of native Indians and their connection to Islam? The annals of history are filled with untold stories and forgotten narratives that often challenge our understanding of the world. One such narrative is of the native Indians and their possible ties to Islam. The common belief is that Christopher Columbus was the pioneer in discovering America. But what if we told you that there's a possibility of a much earlier Muslim presence in the continent? This intriguing concept is not just a flight of fancy. It's based on studies and research, one of them being from Harvard University professor Leon Vernel, and his insightful book, Africa and the Discovery of America. Unraveling this forgotten history is not just about challenging assumptions, but also about understanding the cultural and religious mosaic that makes up our world today. Dive with me into the depths of history as we uncover the lost tales of native Indians and their Islamic connections. Let's start by rewinding to the 10th century. Picture a world where the Islamic Golden Age was in full swing, and Muslim scholars, inventors, and explorers were making groundbreaking discoveries and voyages. Now, what if I told you that some of these explorers might have reached the shores of the Americas long before Columbus? Indeed, the idea might seem startling, but there's a collection of compelling evidence that suggests the presence of Muslims in North America before Columbus's historic voyage. Our first piece of evidence comes from ancient artifacts uncovered in various parts of North America. Intricate Islamic inscriptions have been found on these objects, indicating a connection to the Islamic world. One particularly notable artifact is a 10th century bowl discovered in Oklahoma. This bowl bears an inscription that reads, "In the name of Allah," a phrase commonly found in Islamic artifacts of the period. The age and location of the artifact suggests that it couldn't have arrived there through modern trade, implying that it must have been brought over by early Muslim explorers. Then we have the historical records of Muslim explorers themselves. For instance, the writings of the renowned Muslim geographer al-Masudi detail the adventures of a Muslim explorer named Kashkash ibn Sa'id ibn Aswad. According to al-Masudi, Kashkash sailed from the city of Delba, Palos, in Spain, across the Atlantic, and discovered a mysterious new land in the year 889, more than 600 years before Columbus. There's also the intriguing account of Abu Bakr II, the king of the Malian Empire in the 14th century who abdicated his throne to explore the limits of the ocean. Some historians propose that his voyage may have led him to the Americas. These pieces of evidence, along with others, paint a picture of a history that's much more nuanced and complex than what we've been led to believe. They suggest that the story of the Americas could have started with a Muslim explorer stepping onto its shores several centuries before Columbus. Now let's move forward to the time of African Muslim slaves in America. Our journey takes us to a period when African Muslims, torn from their homelands and brought to America as slaves, introduced Islam to the native Indians. An interaction that would leave a significant imprint on the fabric of native Indian culture. While the African Muslims arrived on American shores in chains, they carried with them a wealth of knowledge, wisdom, and faith. These individuals, despite their circumstances, held steadfast to their Islamic beliefs, which soon caught the attention of the native Indians they encountered. The native Indians, a people known for their openness to spiritual concepts and respect for the natural world, found a resonance with the African Muslims. The tenets of Islam, with its emphasis on monotheism, respect for nature, and the inculcation of moral virtue, found fertile ground in the hearts of the native Indians. The African Muslims, in turn, found solace and kinship within the native Indian communities. Despite the language barriers and cultural differences, a shared understanding was fostered, rooted in mutual respect and the human need for connection and community. There was a cultural exchange too, as the African Muslims shared tales from their homelands, introduced Arabic words into native Indian languages, and taught them about Islamic practices, such as prayer and fasting. In the process, they left a profound imprint on the native Indian way of life. This interaction was not a one-way street. The African Muslims absorbed aspects of native Indian culture, learning about their customs, traditions, and spiritual practices. This synthesis of cultures resulted in a unique blend of native Indian and Islamic influences that still echoes today in the lineage of many Native American tribes. This period marked a significant chapter in the intertwining of Islam and native Indian culture. It is a testament to the resilience of faith and the power of cultural exchange, demonstrating how even in the harshest of circumstances, bridges can be built and understanding fostered. So, how did Islam influence native Indian culture? The answer is more profound than you might initially think. The influence of Islam on native Indian culture is seen in various forms. One of the most compelling evidence lies in language, specifically the presence of Arabic words in native Indian languages. Many scholars have found traces of Arabic influence in native Indian dialects, suggesting a historical connection between these diverse cultures. For instance, certain words used in native Indian languages, such as Khoda meaning friend or Salam meaning peace, bear striking resemblance to Arabic words like Qadim and Salam respectively. But the Islamic influence extends beyond linguistics. It has also permeated into the traditions of some native Indian tribes. The 5 pillars of Islam, which are the foundational principles of the faith, have found their echoes in certain native Indian practices. The concept of zakat, or giving alms to the poor, is practiced by many tribes who believe in the idea of sharing wealth with the less fortunate. Similarly, the Islamic practice of fasting during Ramadan parallels some native Indian tribes' tradition of abstaining from food and water during certain times of the year for spiritual purification. Also worth noting is the influence of Islamic art and architecture. Native Indian designs often incorporate geometric patterns and calligraphy, which are characteristic features of Islamic art. This is not a coincidence, but rather a testament to the deep-seated influence of Islam on native Indian culture. Furthermore, the Islamic principle of Tawheed, which emphasizes the oneness of God, resonates with the native Indian belief in a single creator. This shared monotheistic belief is another testament to the Islamic influence on native Indian culture. In conclusion, the influence of Islam on native Indian culture is widespread and multifaceted. It has left an indelible mark on their language, traditions, art, and spiritual beliefs. The fingerprints of Islam can be found in many aspects of native Indian culture, from language to traditions. Fast forward to today, what is the legacy of this forgotten history? We find ourselves in an intriguing epoch where the past intertwines with the present, creating a rich tapestry of cultures and beliefs. The historical interactions between native Indians and Muslims have left indelible marks in the fabric of today's America. One of the most fascinating aspects of this legacy is the existence of native Indian Muslims in contemporary society. A unique blend of cultures, these individuals embody a history that stretches back centuries, a history that is often overlooked in mainstream narratives. These native Indian Muslims are living testaments to the enduring influence of Islamic culture on native Indian traditions. Their practices and beliefs, a fusion of native Indian and Islamic customs, paint a vivid picture of the depth and breadth of cultural exchange that took place between these two groups. But the legacy doesn't stop there. Beyond the individuals who carry this heritage in their hearts and homes, there's a broader, ongoing effort to unearth and understand this forgotten history. Scholars like Leon Vernell, a Harvard University professor, have dedicated their careers to shedding light on this intricate past. Vernell's groundbreaking work, Africa and the Discovery of America, is a testament to the enduring impact of this historical interaction. These scholars, along with community leaders and cultural enthusiasts, are working tirelessly to bring this hidden history to the forefront. Their efforts, ranging from academic research to community outreach programs, aim to educate, inspire, and foster a deeper understanding of the rich cultural heritage we share. The modern-day legacy of the historical interactions between native Indians and Muslims is not just about acknowledging the past. It's about understanding how this shared history continues to shape our present and could potentially influence our future. So while this history might have been forgotten, its legacy lives on, etched in the lives of native Indian Muslims and the ongoing efforts to uncover and understand it. This forgotten history continues to shape the identity of many native Indian Muslims in America today. So, what can we take away from this exploration of forgotten history? We've embarked on a fascinating journey, unearthing the forgotten yet significant influence of African Muslims on native Indian culture. From the early evidence of Islamic influence, we discovered that the connection between these two diverse communities was much more profound than a mere cultural exchange. This influence didn't merely end with the exchange of goods, ideas, or language. It had a lasting impact on the native Indian culture, shaping their traditions, beliefs, and societal structures. As we moved forward to the modern-day legacy, we saw how this forgotten history is still alive, subtly interwoven in the fabric of today's society. Acknowledging and understanding these forgotten histories is crucial. They shed light on the complexities of our shared human story, revealing the interconnectedness of cultures. By delving into the forgotten histories, we not only enrich our understanding of the past, but also gain a new perspective on the present.